Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a lot of things really quick in Illustrator, which sometimes you just have to do. And in this case, I had to make a hill of beans, coffee beans to be more specific, for the Sendero logo I designed. And so you see there's a hand cupping a large number of beans. And I had to have the flexibility because I wasn't sure, how big the bean should be in the hand and exactly how they should lay, and I need to have options. So I used custom brushes, and you can see here, like, I'll go ahead and hide and show this layer so that the beans disappear, right? So let me get a close-up here. You can see what's going on. It's a little too close. So we got these hands, and I put all the beans on one layer. But unlike Photoshop, where everything would be fixed on that one layer and you couldn't separate them, in Illustrator, this layer is comprised of hundreds of beans, all of them individually editable. So you can do whatever you want. I can shrink them, make them larger, I can apply a different brush effect, and so on. That's one of the joys of Illustrator over Photoshop. In Photoshop, every time you want to make sure something is you can still change it later, manipulate it, you have to put it on its own layer. So you get this ridiculous drawings that have just sometimes hundreds of little layers to do the simplest thing because everything has to be on its own layer. Here in Illustrator, you basically use layers to help you organize things in a logical way to make it easier for you to edit later. But within each layer, you can have hundreds and hundreds of objects because they all will be individually editable forever. Just like this hand here it's on its own layer, but if I tap into it, double click it, you can see all of these individual parts, all the shading, the strokes, the outlines, all of this stuff is individual. And it's important to know that because this will come in handy later on in the tutorial when we get into custom brushes. So here we go. So we got this handful of beans. And what I did is I made some custom beans here. I'll show you a good one here. Which one do I want to show you would be a good example? Fix. Actually, that one would be fine. So here's one of the beans right here. Basically, I drew one bean and then flipped it, used the anchor points, manipulated those with the direct selection tool, and easily knocked out 4 different beans in the upward state. And it's a scatter brush, and the size is fixed, the spacing's fixed, and the scatter effect is fixed, but the rotation is on random. And what that means is every time I put one of these beans down with my brush, it will rotate a little bit randomly. And it just gave a really nice effect without putting in really effort to simulate what kind of beans would look like in the hand. So I'll show you how they work independently. So let's pick this bean right here and get out your brush and let's do a little spiral. And there's a spiral of beans. And you can do really anything with these. It's a scatter brush because I want to be able to do this. Just put one here, one here, one here, one here, and just kind of just place them, right? And then I could grab this one and put that on top of there. Let's get some ones in the down state, so on. See how quickly that goes. It's just amazing. And you can do stuff like spell words with them. Spell. Let's spell my name. It's a pretty lousy version. Let's give that look a little better. There we go. Let's back out here. So there. Now we're talking. Clay. La 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 la. So that's what you can do. And then I could select this line, this stroke I made. And I can go ahead and assign a different bean to it. This bean. I can assign berries to it or leaves. I can close this file, open it up later, and just change it again. So that's the magic of custom brushes. And here's how to make them. They're really easy to make. Shockingly easy. So I'm going to go over here and there's this blank area. I'll do it on the bean layer that I'm already at. And let's make some eyeballs, because eyeballs are kind of cool. And I'm going to make this a solid white right here. I'm going to skip a stroke on it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste that. And this one I'm going to make it black. I'm going to put it behind here. And I'm just going to click. I'm going to shift and drag. Just make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to push it behind. And I do that. You can do it two ways. You can go to Object, Transform, Object, Arrange, bring to front, bring forward, send back, send backwards. That's too much. I just like to click on the item, hit the Control key, and then do the left and right brackets. And that just pushes it. So you hit the left bracket, it goes to the back, right, and each time you click, it will take it one layer down. So that gives me kind of a nice looking outline. I wanted some kind of an artsy looking outline, kind of off-centered like that. And let's go ahead and do the iris right here. That looks good. We'll have a blue eye there. And let's just go ahead and be a little fancy. Let's make this a little darker here. Right there. I'm going to put that right there. Shrink that down just a smidgen. That gives it a nice little extra depth there. Just about right there. And pupil. Got to have a pupil. Let's make it black. I'm just going to fill it in here. Just drag the slider bar. And I'm going to, using the direct selection tool, just kind of rotate a little bit there. And let's give it a highlight. Right there. And make that white. There we go. Now, I want to give it a little bit of a shadow. I think this would be nice. This is my favorite way to make, this is a great way to make highlights and shadows on glasses, chrome, wheels, stones, anything. It's really basic. So I'm going to copy and paste this right here. And then I'm also going to make a duplicate of them. And then, depending which direction you want the cut, I'm going to put one over the other, select them both. And then I'm going to go in my Pathfinder and do the minus the front. So there we go. We got that. And I'm just going to give that just a little bit of a gray tint for some depth. Move that over. And then I'm going to, while I'm shifting and clicking and dragging, so it stays the same proportions, I'm just going to shrink that up a little bit there. So that's a nice looking eyeball. So I'm going to select it all. And then I'm going to Object and group it. So now I have, see, when I move it around, it's all one thing. And I'm going to go ahead and then drag this over to my brush palette. And it says scatter brush. Yes, I want it to be a scatter brush. And the size, I'm going to keep it fixed because I want these eyeballs to, it'd be really weird if all the eyeballs were different shapes. So they should be the same size. I'm going to keep the spacing and the scatter the same as well because I want it to stay where I'm placing it. And then rotation. Now I'm going to put on random. And I'm going to have it go anywhere from minus 69 degrees to plus 69 degrees. You can pick anything really. And so what this will do is when I go to make these later, when I make each one, it will just rotate a little bit each time. And it will give a nice natural look to it. So there we go. There's my eyeball. See? Right there. So I'm going to copy and paste that one I made right there. And this one I'm going to, now here's the group, right? It's a group. There's two ways to access a group. You can double click the group and see everything went gray. Let me go back again. See how the rest of the screen grays out? That lets you know you're editing this group. When I'm in here, I can move things around independently. And then when I click out of it, double click out of it, it's back to a group. Or I can just use the direct selection tool and just go in there like that. So I'm going to rotate this a little bit that way. I am going to put this, I'm going to go ahead and, this is my favorite way here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab this blue right here. I'm going to stretch this out like that. Do this one. Stretch it out. See what I'm doing? I'm grabbing the anchor points here. These little squares on any sort of line, pen line like this, is called an anchor point, and that's what you use to manipulate things. And just kind of wrote that into position. And I'm going to take the highlight and put it right here. I'm going to squish it a little bit. That looks all right. But I'm going to make this eye. Let's go with a green. So yeah, let's make it a little bit of a yeah. What the heck? Let's go like monster style. And now I'm going to make the bottom one intense. Hey, I like that. So there we go. Now we got a green eye, and I'm going to drag this one over as well. And I'm going to do a scatter brush. Okay. Fix, 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 fix. But I'm going to make a rotation random. And I'm going to make this one rotate, let's say, minus 59 to plus 106 degrees. I mean, honestly, I don't know exactly what that's going to mean. I just know it's going to mix it up a little bit. I haven't experimented with angles enough yet. And let's make one more. And this one, let's go ahead and let's make the shadow a little bit over here. And let's make this one looking a little more straight ahead, maybe right there. Just grabbing that with a direct selection tool, and there we go. Let me get the highlight. Let me rotate this into position here. That looks good. And let's make this eyeball. Let's go with the browns here. So I'll make this a nice kind of golden brown. That's a little much here, a little bit of, and then this darker area. And let's go with yeah, that will work. All right, so I'm going to drag this one over. This will be my third eye. Scatter brush, okay. Size fix, spacing fix, scatter fix, random. For a rotation, and let's do a minus 106 and a plus 76. All right, so we got our eyeballs here, and let's just move those out of the way. Put them up there, and let's go make a pile of eyeballs. That should be kind of fun. So I'm going to use my brush, and I'm going to start with a blue one, and I still have those selected there. So here we go. Let me get a blue brush, and let's put an eye there, there. See how they're kind of rotating a little bit? Let's get some yellow, put a yellow up in front. So naturally, whatever I put next will be in front of the other one, right? So, but that's okay, because I'll change this stuff later. Blue, brown, brown, brown. Let's have one that's kind of stray out to the side. Actually, you know what? Blue. I should make that one blue. There we go. And give me a couple more green ones here. Green, 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 and blue, blue. Blue, green, brown. Okay, that's kind of a ridiculous pile of eyeballs. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of make this more logical one. Get them like close on the same plane. You see, I just made that a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna do this by pushing some in the back. So I'm doing Control and the left bracket. See, I just pushed that eyeball in the back, and this one right here, I might want to put that one, oh, maybe right there. Put that one here. This one should probably go. I made too many eyes. That's what I did. Let me clear out this. This is just too much. So let's pile that one there. Let's put that one there. so on. And let's put, something needs to be tucked. That should be tucked behind right there. That's where you wouldn't think that would be normally. Let's bring this one up in the front to eclipse that. There, that looks good. Let's put that one there. And I don't want that to be too much bigger there. Wow, I'm spending way too much time doing this pile of eyeballs. So anyway, so here we go. I got a pile of eyeballs. And I'm going to move them out of the way because I just want to move them right here. So I just select them all. But of course, a pile of eyeballs should have a pool of blood. So I'm going to do some easy blood here. I'm going to do it by using a series of ovals and making those ovals red. So like that, this. Some of these will be drops. There we go. Select those. I'm going to merge them all together. There we go, one shape. I'm going to send them to the back using Control left bracket. There we go. That's kind of nice. And then actually, I want this blood to be a little bit brighter. So let's bring this up here, and then I'm going to make some shadow blood. And I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit darker first. And I'm going to make another series of ovals, but I'm going to put one under each eyeball like this. There we go. And just select those. I'm doing shift click, right? Just holding down that shift button, and then I'm going to push this behind all the eyeballs. See how each one just kind of goes behind the next one? I think I got them all. So there we go. Let's go ahead and put this one. I want one I'm kind of sitting up front here. Yeah, that looks a little better. I need something a little random, and let's make a little shadow underneath that one too. There we go. So there's a pile of eyeballs in a pool of blood, and I can go back and I can change, move these wherever I want. That one I can have this one. I can make it. Well, see, I just made it smaller. But I can also take this and put it up there. Oh, it's falling now. You put a couple lines here, and now it looks like it's falling. Make those strokes black. Let's give them this kind of stroke here, like that. There we go. Now it's an eyeball ready to fall down and join the pile. So there you go. That's how you use custom brushes to make a lot of things very quickly in Illustrator. And I just noticed something right here that I didn't like. I had a stroke on my little shadows. Tisk tisk. And there we go. That makes a lot more sense. So there you go. Thank you.